I'm so excited to chat with you today about the Dreams and Desires Mastermind. I want to just speak to you from the heart, from the place that holds the frequency and consciousness of this mastermind. So it was either later October or early November of 2020, I came out of a meditation with the download for this mastermind. And so this is the first mastermind I've ever done. It's called Dreams and Desires, which is kind of my focus for this year. And you guys know that I work a lot with mental health and with anxiety, and that's my passion. It's a big part of my story, and that's who I want to help. And so this year is about fighting fear through feeling good, and about feeling into our own intuitive voice, our soul wisdom, developing a trust within ourselves that helps us to eliminate fear. It's also going to be a lot about strengthening the nervous system and embodiment of the energy and the feelings that we want to feel. So many good things coming this year. But this mastermind is really kicking off the year. And we start in February, and it's 6 months, and it runs until August. So it's February 1st to August 1st. It's a nice, long, yummy container with me that I'm so excited to hold for you guys through the birth of this baby. My masterminds and my one-on-ones will definitely be the first to know probably when this baby is being born, because I will have to update them so that they know the week or two that that's all happening and I'm at home. But anyway, this mastermind is all about desire. It's about desire. And I would love if you would post in the comments, and I'll read them here in a second, but if you would post like what desire means to you. Like when you hear the word desire, what do you think of? I would love to know that. So it's about tapping into your personal desire and tuning into what it is that you really want, and then helping you move into the energy and frequency of that desire to claim it, to call it in, to manifest it, whatever word you want to use, right? To bring it into your life and to create it, to create your reality through this desire. And something that I shared online last night was that desire gets kind of a bad reputation, in my opinion. And wanting more for ourselves, our lives, our partners, feels icky. And it means, to a lot of us, it means that if we have more, that somebody else has less. Or if we succeed, that means somebody else is failing. Has anybody ever felt that way? We have this idea that desire and wanting more and is making it so that we're not, or projecting that we're not grateful for what we have, when it's not like that at all. And that's what I want to share with you today. You weren't a mistake being here, being in this human experience, and neither are your desires. And when we think that wanting more means that somebody else is going to get less, or not even wanting more, but getting more, so wanting more and then getting more, that process of it means that somebody else has less, that is a lack mindset. And when we have an abundance mindset, we believe that there's enough to go around and that there's plenty for everybody in this world and that everybody can have what they want, which is truly the reality of life, because the universe, God, whatever you believe in, and I'm going to use the word God probably today, but whatever you believe in is infinite. Like there's an infinite amount of money. There's an infinite amount of energy. There is an infinite amount of emotion and knowledge and wisdom and resources. There are infinite resources to support us in our desires. It's the flawed human that thinks that there's not enough. Because we come here as souls, right? We have these beautiful souls that make us unique, that make us different, because why? Because we all have different desires. We all desire, passion, dream, whatever word you want to use there, that is what it is, right? Our souls are different and they're unique because they have a unique set of desires, a unique path, a unique purpose in this world. That's desire-centric. It's our flawed human, which lives up here more, right, in our mind, that tells us that there's not enough, that our desires aren't valid, that we're not worthy of them, when our soul believes and knows that that's the only reason that we're here. The only reason that we're here is to make what our soul wants manifest, is to create it in our reality. Our soul doesn't want us to go through life and live up here scared of creating something because we're scared we're going to take away from someone else, or not buying the bigger house or the car, or pursuing a partner, or going back to school because we believe that we don't deserve it or we're not worthy of it. Because you're worthy of it because you are. It's like an undisputable fact to me. Like, you're worthy of it because you are. You are, by being here, worthy of everything coming to you in this human experience. Because that's why you're here. I also said in my live yesterday, this human experience is an experience. It's an experience of emotion. It's an experience of feelings. It's an experience. It's not meant for us to hold on to self-limiting beliefs and just limit ourselves in general. It's meant to make us expansive, to give us the things that we want, to bring those in for us so that we can have this amazing life. Life isn't meant to like struggle through or suffer through. It's meant to thrive through. But we develop these self-limiting beliefs that put us into smaller boxes, that remind us that we're flawed, because we know our flaws really well, right? We know all of our flaws. We know what it feels like when we fuck up. We know what it feels like to get something wrong, to hurt somebody's feelings. Yeah, that shit's gonna happen. That is gonna happen like every day forever. That's never gonna stop. But finding the space that exists between the flawed human and the limitless soul, where stillness can be, where you can find stillness and presence, right? That's like the mindfulness slice of the pie here. Where you can have an integration of the two and still pursue what you want. You can still pursue your desires. So in the Dreams and Desires Mastermind, we're going to be addressing all of this. So addressing the lack mindset, addressing the abundance mindset and the difference. We're also going to do so much intuitive work, because what I want you to know is that your intuition is a direct connection to your desire. Your intuition is the voice of your soul. So if we talk about the flawed human, that's the voice of the ego, and we talk about the soul, the intuition, that's the voice of the soul. So the mind is the voice of the ego. The intuition is the voice of the soul. And the intuition is what hits when it's trying to get you everything that you want. But we ignore it because of all the other things that we talked about, right? The limiting mindset, the self-limiting beliefs, the beliefs that we choose to have. So when we tap in and we learn more about our intuition, we learn how it speaks to us and the ways that it communicates with us, and we learn how to strengthen that connection, we develop a direct path, a direct line to what we want. Because how many of you guys don't know what you want? Or how many of you think you know what you want, but you also don't know how to get there? This applies to both categories, all of those categories, right? We don't know what we want because we don't have any idea how to listen to our intuition, or we kind of know, but it's not laying out the next steps for us, or we can't recognize it. We don't know what that looks like. Or we think we know what we want, but we're always looking for signs. We're looking for confirmation because we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust the inkling. We don't trust the discernment. We don't trust the connection to our intuition. And both of those things are going to be heavily addressed in this mastermind. That's what it's so much of what this is about. I think the number one question that I've gotten in life from people that have been watching me or following me or experiencing my content is, how do I tell the difference between intuition and ego? And we're going to go through all of that. So lots of intuitive work, because intuition is what connects you to what you want. So if you don't know what you want, chances are you don't know what intuition sounds like, you don't know what it feels like, you don't know how it presents itself to you, and that will all change. Because it has to be able to understand what your desires are, you have to know what your soul sounds like. It's like sounds simple when I say it, doesn't it? But it can feel really complicated, and we can also really overcomplicate it. So it's kind of about simplifying so that voice gets louder, that connection gets stronger. so that the doubt isn't as present and that trust starts to develop within yourself. And then another piece of this, which I'm very much looking forward to, is embodiment of the desire. Accessing the divine feminine within you, which is your flow. That's your flow with the universe. That's you being able to not structure everything perfectly. It's you being able to be in flow with your soul, be in flow with your intuition, because your intuition isn't going to say, you're going to do this and this and this and this and this. That's the voice of the ego that tries to control and predict and anticipate. The intuition and the voice of the intuition is going to say, you're going to do this. And you have to trust yourself enough and be in flow enough that you follow it. And then after that, it will say, and then you do this. And that's when the domino effect takes control and it starts to deliver everything that you want, because you're listening to what you want. And you're feeling the feelings of what you want, and you're in the frequency of flow. You're in the frequency of what you want. And flow is just being in conversation with your desire. That's what flow is. So if you're like, okay, Abby, what the fuck are you talking about flow here? It's being in a conversation with your desire. It's paying attention to what you want versus what you're too scared to admit that you want. Knowing how to tell what's coming from the mind, what's coming from fear, and what's coming from the desire-fueled soul. And then there's this beautiful piece too that comes from moving with the divine feminine and finding that flow, finding that current, and like strengthening that is about tapping into soul consciousness. That's about finding sovereignty within yourself. Trusting yourself is a really big part of the work that we're going to be doing. Trusting yourself, building a new relationship with yourself based in love and not fear. We're going to address shame and self-love. It's going to come up because you have to address that to be able to flow, to be able to pursue what you want. Because if you don't believe that you're worthy of it, then you'll never have it. It's like, what did I post online last night? I posted the quote that was, what you want wants you. When you believe you can have it, you will. If you don't believe that you can have it, you won't have it. And so a big part of this is trust and self-love and self-acceptance. And that means accepting that you will always be flawed. That there are these two parts of you. There is the flawed human and there is the limitless soul. You will always be the flawed human. So you just have to accept her. Stop trying to be perfect. You have to move through that limitation that perfection exists in the flawed human, because it doesn't. The human body that we live in, this human version of us with this human mind, is completely flawed and completely perfect. It's supposed to be flawed. You're supposed to not be perfect. Big work on acceptance, big work on acknowledging that and understanding that and integrating that. You guys, this isn't 6 months of like, Abby talks to me, I listen, I consume. No, this is 6 months of we are in communication. We are in sacred ceremony for 6 months, diving into your soul. Full access to me for 6 months, private Voxer chat, private community, like one-on-one conversations in Voxer. Like the community will be in there too. But this is such a small group of people. It's intimate. It's as close as it gets to working one-on-one with me, but at a cheaper price. But finding this sovereignty within yourself, finding this power within yourself to create your reality based on your soul consciousness, based on what you want, and having a direct connection with that, that's where your fucking magic lives. Your magic doesn't live out there. So wherever you're searching for it, wherever you're searching for like what makes me unique, what do I want, what makes me special, whatever things you're doing for that outside of you, just stop. It's not going to work. You're not going to find it until you develop a deeper connection with your soul. It's where all your desire lives. And until you recognize that your desires are the key to creating everything that you want in your life, to your magic, to your uniqueness, that's where your power lives. Your desires are what make you unique. What sets your soul on fire is what fulfills your divine purpose. It's why you're here. It's why you came into this flawed human body. It's why your soul came into this body, because it says, I have a particular set of desires, a particular set of things that I want to do in this life, things that I love. And like, this is proof. Just like, look around you and think about the people that work at animal shelters and that are so passionate about animals, and the people that are really passionate about caring for elderly and sick people, and people that are really passionate about art and music. I mean, you guys, if that is not a direct indication of how wonderfully unique all of our desires are and how we're all supposed to have them, what if we all came in here, none of us listened to what we like to do, and we just said, we're supposed to work in finance forever, and we all just worked in finance? Then we wouldn't have a world, because we need people that like love to take care of our parks. And we need people that are passionate about writing and communicating messages. And we need whatever's inside of you, because it's not like anyone else. And if you say, okay, but I love, Abby, I love what you do. I want to do what you do. I want to help people. I feel called to serve. I want to serve. You're not going to do it like I do it, because you're not me. So stop looking at all these other people and saying, but they're already doing it, but nobody's going to do it like you. It's just an excuse. It's an easy way out. Staying in that cycle of thinking is the easy way out. It's the easy decision to make. Make the harder decision. Pursue what you really want. Don't live this whole life with your magic still in you, with you not tapping into your own uniqueness, your soul, and what that means for the world. You're doing a disservice by not acknowledging your desire. You're doing a disservice by not going after what you want, by not claiming it, by not believing that you can have it. That is a disservice to this world, because you're here to fulfill those. That's your purpose. Desire-based fulfillment in this life. Desire-led fulfillment. That is what you're here to do. So if you've been wondering, there's your answer. What's in your soul? What's in your heart? What feels good to you? And if you know it, but you don't know how to get there, that's what this is all about, you guys. Embodiment, claiming it, teaching you not only how to recognize what those desires sound like, what they feel like in your body, and what they sound like in your mind, but it's about claiming it. It's about becoming the frequency, becoming a match, becoming the belief that you're supposed to have it. I am bringing everything to this mastermind. Every single thing I do. Reiki, tapping, Kundalini, embodiment work, stuff you've never seen from me before. But if you've been on some of my Instagram lives before, like if you were on my live yesterday, and then a few days ago, I think it was more of a guided meditation, but yesterday, if you did that, it's a little bit of a peek of the embodiment piece of what we're going to be doing. Strengthening the nervous system, finding the inner voice, tuning into our body, finding safety in our body, and letting that develop the trust. Letting that lead us into the next part of what we want to do. They're tapping into what we want. It's all on the table. It's going to be the most incredible 6 months. I'm just so excited. Half the spots are full already. This is something that I did open up just to my like Camp Kundalini and course alumni at the end of last year and had spots go really fast. And then I felt like I needed to share this with you, and then I needed to share it with the rest of my audience, because I could feel that there are souls searching for it, and I wanted to open it up to you guys. So if, you can read the link that I posted has, who this is for, but this is for you if this speaks to you. and there is no sales page and there's no enrollment form and you're not going to find payment options anywhere. Like, this is a conversation between me and a conversation between me, my soul and your soul, and that's how you get into this. It's an application, but it's an application with one question. All I want to know is why you feel called to this. And I put the link above in the chat if you guys haven't seen it, so that you could access it during the live. Yeah. So there are about a handful of spots left. I've hesitated to say any kind of number to anybody because I'm not saying I'm taking 8 people or I'm taking 11 people. I have just said when the container is full, I'll know and it will close. So there's no enrollment period. It's going to close before February 1st because that's when we start, February 1st to August 1st. And if you know you want in it and you know that this is what you want to pursue this year, then trust that and follow that and apply, and then we'll have a conversation about it. But I'm just excited to focus on this year. Focus on desire, focus on feeling good, focusing on feeling through our fear, feeling through what feels hard and what feels scary and what's holding us back and the blocks that we have, and doing it anyway. Because pursuing what feels good is the way. And focusing on desire, focusing on what you want, focusing on how you want to feel from having what you want is such a fast way to get out of an anxious mind, to get out of a depressive mind, to get out of your own way, to get out of your own head, because embodiment work, Reiki, Kundalini, meditation, guided meditation, tapping, all of those things take you out of your mind and into your body. And the more you practice getting into your body, the stronger your nervous system becomes, the less reactive you become to your own thoughts, and the easier it is to change them. So that feels like the close of this transmission. I love you. I love you all so much. I'm really looking forward to welcoming in the rest of the members of the Dreams and Desires Mastermind. It's going to be a beautiful 6 months together. And I mean, it's almost the year, it feels like, because it's February and it ends in August. I'm like, gosh, it's going to be so good. I just can't wait to spend this much time with you guys. Oh, I guess I should give you a few more like little details. I'm like, apply if you want. You'll know. Like, you already know. That's the thing. Here's the thing. You already know if you want to be in this container or not. You already know. If you've been watching this video and you've been listening to what I've been saying and you've been feeling it, you know this is right for me, this isn't right for me. So honor that, okay? And follow that. But I will give you a couple more details. It's 6 months. It is every month we will have, it's a small group of people. It is the closest that it gets to working with me one-on-one with being at a lower price. It's a group coaching program. Every month we will have minimum of 2 calls. Now, let me tell you about the 2 calls. The first call will be a group coaching kind of conversation. It'll be about what's coming up, about I'll be talking about a topic, and then you'll be asking a lot of questions. You'll be getting a lot of one-on-one support from me. I mean, it's such a small group that every time we convene, everyone's going to get the chance to ask whatever questions they have and get whatever help and coaching that they want from me. That's the first one. The second one will be a healing session, and that'll be a combination of everything that I just talked about with the embodiment work and the Reiki and the tapping and the Kundalini. And we may do more than 1 healing session a month, but we will always have at least those 2 calls. We have a private Facebook community because I'll be going live like this at different times with different messages and things. I'll be posting readings. I'll do, we'll have a private group where we'll be interacting like that. But a really, really awesome piece that only my private clients get right now is a Voxer chat with me. And Voxer is like a walkie-talkie app if you've never been on it, and you send audio messages. And we will have one for our mastermind group where we can real-time support each other in what we're going through. So you're going to have direct access essentially to my phone, which is what I'm using to stream this right now, direct access to my phone when you're going through something and you want coaching in the moment. And I have business hours, of course, but I also, with my private clients, I always answer outside of those. They just get like special treatment. It's going to be similar with the mastermind. And there's, of course, no promises of like, if you Voxer me at 2 a.m., I'm going to answer. Though when I have a baby, maybe I will answer at 2 a.m. But it's just a more direct line of communication with me that I'm really excited to open up for this program. Is something that I've never done outside of private clients, given people access to me on Voxer. So we're going to have a really awesome group chat on there. Everything with this mastermind is going to be very fluid because the people coming in are going to need different things. And we're not just going to be working on a structure of like week to week, month to month, this topic, this topic, this topic. We're going to do everything that I talked about in this video for sure, but I'm leaving it open into how we do that. If we have an extra seminar, if we have an extra healing session, I'm going to be tuning into the group, tuning into their energy, feeling out what you guys need all the time. You know I'm an intuitive, you know I'm a Pisces sun and a Cancer moon. There's water all over my chart, and that's how I work, and I don't want to pigeonhole us into a super structured group program. That's not what this is. This is group coaching, it's group mentorship, it's a mastermind. We're talking about what's really happening for you in the moment. And we're talking about, you know, other things too, but it's going to stay fluid so that I can keep that open and that container just in the flow. That's what we're working with, right? Is flow. And so that's the energy of the container. Everybody in the mastermind will, as a bonus, I'm giving everybody in the mastermind 50% off everything I release while they're in the mastermind. So everything that comes out this year, they'll have a chance to get first. They'll get first access to a day or two before everybody else, and they'll get 50% off of it. That's another little like side bonus that I threw in there. And those are kind of the gists of the structure of it. But what I want you to know is like this, if you want like this step, this step, this step, this step, this step, that's not what this is. This is a container of flow. This is a container of energy. This is a container of feeling immensely held in a sacred space and ceremony with me, with other women, and with yourself. This is about real time what's happening and getting coaching and assistance on that. I've got people in the mastermind that want to start businesses this year. I have people in the mastermind that just want to up-level their energy, that want to figure out what they want, that want to pursue what they think they already know they want. There's a total different mix of energies in this mastermind, and it's going to be so amazing. And I know everybody who's meant to be in it is coming into it. And it's going to create this perfect group of women that just can support each other so immensely and beautifully in the transformation that we'll go through this year together. And please apply. Applying doesn't save you a spot. Applying opens a conversation between you and me, where we can figure out if this is the right move for the both of us. So if you apply, it's not you saying, I for sure want a spot. It's you saying, I want to talk about this more with you. So that invitation is out there. I love you. This pregnant lady is about to go get a snack. I'm very excited. And I'll talk to you all very soon. Mwah! Have a great day.